We are going to queue up our next talk, which is My Personal Shopper. One size does not fit all in taste, size, or style. And technology is going to help personalize not just the experience, but the product itself. And we hear a lot about that from certain areas of retail, especially footwear, like Nike's personalized shoes. Our speakers today are Heidi Forbes, Öste, with To Balance You. Andrey Golub for Aetrex Corp. Sebastien Guillon, President of Global Beauty at J&J Consumer. And Larry Schwartz, CEO of Aetrex Worldwide. Welcome. I just want to remind you guys, the mics are a little delicate, so if you could speak in really close. Thank you.
Great. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about the personal shopping experience and how that's really been evolving. And really it comes down to one size does not fit all. And as I talk about a lot in my work, that the anomaly is the norm. And we really have, now digital is giving us the opportunity to actually accommodate for that. And so there's some really exciting things that these guys are all working on in their different companies. So instead of hearing more about my introduction, I think we want to go a little bit into some of the amazing things that are happening in their companies. You guys changed location in my order, so I'm just going to swap my cards discreetly here. This is Sebastien Guillon from Johnson & Johnson. He is the president and global beauty GFO at Johnson & Johnson and Consumer Goods. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Or consumer, yes.
So I don't know if the slides are in the right order because we changed the order of the presentation. So yes, my name is Seb Guillon. I'm in charge of the beauty department at Johnson & Johnson, and my role is really to create all the strategy and the innovation of our brands. We have about 20 brands globally, and one of the key brands that I'm leading is Neutrogena. What's interesting is we've been at CES now for 3 years, and 3 years ago when we came in, people were asking us, like, what is Neutrogena doing at CES? You're like a skincare company. We know you for your lotions and your creams, but you're not really about tech. And 3 years ago, we introduced a light therapy acne mask using LED lights in order to treat acne on consumers. Actually, last year, at CES, we introduced a first personalized skin diagnosis. And I'm actually very happy that 6 months later, in September, we launched it to market. And this is a device that you can use that measures very precisely your level of moisture, your pores, and your lines. But at Neutrogena, we're very close to our consumers, and we wanted to hear their feedback. And while they were extremely excited about the technology, and for the first time they were really understanding what their skin was like, they were also telling us like they would love to have a personalized solution that would go with it. So I'm very happy this year to come with a solution, which is a truly personalized skincare solution that goes for every man and every woman who are using the Skin 360. So I have a video that is a short explanation of what the product does. So this is a personalized sheet mask. So has anybody in the room ever used a sheet mask before? So I don't see many hands. I think it's probably because there are many men in the room and not enough women. Generally, I have more hands raised. But when a sheet masks are basically a product that were, I think, created in Korea about 20 years ago. And they are a paper mask which are impregnated with active ingredients. And you apply it on your face. But what happens is they tend to be like very big. It's supposed to be fitting everybody. It actually fits nobody. It goes into your hair instead of being on your face. The nose flat actually goes into your mouth. So it's actually not that a pleasant experience. So the way we're personalizing the mask is, for the first time, we're actually doing a 3D selfie of your face, and we measure exactly the distance between your eyes, the shape of your nose, the overall shape of your face, and we die cut exactly a face mask which is going to be 100% tailor-made for you. And the second level of personalization is at an active ingredient. We 3D print different actives in different parts of the mask. We've defined 6 different zones, and therefore you can have a different active for your forehead, for your cheeks, for your nose, and for your chin. So you can treat at the same time the wrinkles in your eyes, the dry patches you have on your cheek, the oiliness on your forehead, your redness, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a truly personalized skincare solution that goes with the device, and you can track the progress over time.
I love it. This sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to trying it, actually.
Sure.
3D printing is coming in amazing directions, and Larry Schwartz, he's CEO of Aetrex, they're doing some really cool stuff as well, which is more around our feet specifically rather than our face. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Larry?
Sure. Yeah, a lot of people know us for our orthotics and our footwear, but Aetrex has a pretty robust technology development division. We make our own software, we make our own hardware, and I think we're invited here because of our latest scanner, which we call Albert. And the foot scanner actually integrates 5,000 pressure sensors, 1,000 IR LEDs and receptors, and 18 cameras. And from that, in about 30 seconds, we can capture really unbelievable data about your feet. We can learn all the different measurements, all your pressure underfoot, and from that, we can help get a consumer in the right products to get them comfortable. So we really attack the technology from 2 aspects. One is, what are we going to do to provide real benefits for consumers? And the other is, how are we going to help a retailer? So on the consumer side, everything is about getting them comfortable underfoot and then getting them in the right shoe. So we just launched a whole new way to do custom orthotics with 3D printing. So from this information, we actually can use additive manufacturing to print an orthotic where we can control the pressure relief underfoot every square centimeter. So we actually can build an orthotic for a lot less than what traditional custom orthotics cost, where you can get a custom arch to your foot, and every aspect of your foot can have pressure relief. So if you put a lot of pressure on your forefoot, it can be softer in that area. And it really is a revolutionary way to do orthotics. So we try to make the tech really authentic to get people comfortable. And for a retailer, not only does it help provide add-on sales for their business and provide a true unique experience in store, which retailers really need desperately today, we also help them get the consumer in the right fit the first time. And this can all be integrated into an e-commerce platform. So we're trying to use machine learning in our software package to make it where if they're a mono-branded retailer and we have their email, when they log in online, we can recommend that maybe in this shoe you're a size 8, in this you're an 8.5, in this one you're a 7.5, and we're working with the technology to help retailers reduce returns by 5 to 10%. So for our retail partners, we want to give them in-store experience, we want to give them add-on sales, and we want to integrate all this information for their digital marketing platforms and e-commerce to help improve their bottom line. So.
I love it. And I checked this system out yesterday, and you really have to see it to experience it and understand the incredible potential that it has. It's very exciting. Thank you. And Andrey, last but not least, we have Andrey Golub from Corp. And he's the CEO, co-founder, CTO of Corp, which is a virtual retail company, platform, and service provider. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing?
Yeah, hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to be here. Greetings from Italy. So since we are from Italy, I would say that not only one size doesn't fit, and even one style doesn't fit. So that's the real issue. We work in fashion, Corp. For us means exclusive luxury shopping experience. So we started as a shopping experience company, and then we become something completely different. I will show step by step. What is interesting is that in 5 years, our company, who is a startup, so first of all, it's a startup. In 5 years, we have seen the reaction from the market from really it will never happen. So the big brands, medium brands, important, not important, were telling us that personalization as a thing by itself will not happen because fashion will not accept it. No? Customers must just buy because brands know how to do it, designers do great products, and people will just buy and be happy. We were pioneers, we were fighting, really fighting in the beginning, and now just after 5 years, what we see is that some brands even don't have any more creative director. They say, we have designs and we have customers, and customers know better than us what they need. It's totally crazy. So we have lived this nice time in 5 years. But after all, we're a technology company. No, we don't produce clothing, shoes, nothing. We do technology. 3D is a way to say is 3D commerce. Maybe today it's easy to understand. Now people can imagine what is a nice 3D. There is a way to visualize object in 3D, which looks really like realistic, you know, like 100% like on a photo. But 5 years ago, it was quite difficult. May I go ahead, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then I come back. No, okay, I'll continue. So let me quickly demonstrate what is our experience. I defined 5 eras, 5 periods of relationship between customers and brands, how it was. So in the prehistory, what it was surely before us, now the fashion, how it was born, we know it was born as individual, and it was born as a service. Now in the beginning, there was no business at all. There were no sizes, no standard styles. There was couture. No, that's why we like to say, okay, in the beginning, fashion was a couture. It was made to impress. It was creative. It was something to admire. Then, well, what was the first step? Some companies, the pioneers, introduced personalization. The idea to give customers the power to personalize their products. It means basically create whatever they want. In the beginning, there was no very clear understanding of what is a mix between style, brand style, and a customer wish, and so on. So there was a bit confusion, but some companies, and even very famous examples, they just allowed customers create their own products. For some period, it was very cool, but then at the end, you know, fashion is not only a tool, a technology, it's a creative. So at the end, brands were looking for something more balanced, no, which takes into account the style of a company. And what was the next step where we already contributed, I would say, in an important way, is the way of era of customer experience. So the customer wants to be able to personalize, to define an individual touch for their products, but being sure that the product remains of a brand style, that something remains styled. No, nobody of us is a stylist. No, the name of this panel is personal shopper. I would say in fashion, it's more important to call personal stylist. No, if somebody could help me, I'm lucky I have a wife who is an expert in fashion, so she's my personal stylist, but most of the people don't have it. So the technology came to help. And what we have seen in this period is that technology like augmented reality, virtual reality, and so on works very well if a customer can touch physically a product. So you can take in your hand just a sample, and then with a technology, creative technology, you can see how it would look like. So you can personalize it, and you will be sure that it is something that's tangible. Then, this period, now we call this era of mass customization or virtual retail. This is really an end-to-end vision. So finally, brands understood that it has to be balanced. The design, the retail consumer, and the production. No? So in this period, everybody speaks about sustainability, about on-demand models, transparency. So these values become very important, and you cannot do it only on the retail side. No, it's not about customer who says, I wish something just of a different color. No, if it's not balanced through the whole supply chain, it is difficult. So the companies working there, we also work there, and it's almost possible, I would say, now for brands to introduce the balanced end-to-end vision of complete personalization, and thanks to digitalization of supply chain. And finally, I'm close to our conclusion. We started with a couture fashion, and I believe at the end it will be again a couture fashion. I love to call it virtual couture fashion, in the sense that it again will come back to be individual, but the technologies, the artificial intelligence and the cool technology all together, this is something that will play the role of a personal stylist. We work, and many other companies work in this direction. No, the technology, especially artificial intelligence, can know better than us which is our preferences in style and fit and everything, but especially it can take into account what the companies, the brands, the designers want to bring to the market. Now, what are manufacturing capabilities, and so to put this all in a synchronized way. So we believe this is the way.
This is great, and I love the way that all three of these are really integrating our capability to understand, using the knowledge that we have and the big data that we have to actually provide a much better product for the customers and make the shopping experience so much better for the retailers as well.
Exactly.
I wanted to touch a little bit on sort of the tension that creates, the personalization, and how that impacts your brand in the process. And I thought that might be a good question for you to cover around J&J.
Sure. So sometimes I get questions whether personalization means the end of brands as we know them today. I actually think that it's the opposite. Neutrogena is known and trusted by consumers because we always obsess to bring them the best technology, the best solution for their skin, and to really challenge the status of the industry today to always bring the best solution for consumers. And I think that personalization is enabling actually consumers to understand their skin better and to be able to provide the right solution in the different areas of the face. We know that 6 out of 10 women today are asking for personalization in skincare. And when we ask our consumers what kind of product they're looking for, they say, I don't really care if 9 women out of 10 see a real benefit. I want to know if it works for me. Mm-hmm. And I want to know if it works for me at this exact moment, because the skin is changing all the time. You don't have the same need when you are in your office or where you're actually at CES and it's very dry and you've taken a plane and you're partying a lot. You need much more moisture than usual. Yeah. So by bringing the right solution in real time to consumer and buying extremely personalized, we're building this connection loop with our consumers and this trust, which is extremely important in the connection between a consumer and a brand.
Absolutely. Actually, I was, before you even said the word, I was just thinking the trust that you're building there, because you're really basing it on what their needs are, and as they're constantly changing. So I think that's
and it's also
really
how
exciting.
Data can be used not only as like company taking the data for consumers, but actually we are giving back that data to her so she understands her skin with real facts.
Nice. And I think that leads in really well to what you guys are doing over at Aetrex, and sort of how you're able to do that with 3D scanning in order to really print and create something that is so unique to the individual customer's needs.
Yeah, I mean, and on the brand tension, I mean, for us, our brand is all about customization and technology, so it's really right down the middle of who we are. And we do look at it even with some of the partners that we work with. So, you know, we have partners like Red Wing and New Balance where we just serve as a technology provider. And, you know, they see it also as a brand enhancement. It's all about providing a better performance. So, you know, in the old days, when it comes to footwear, you were lucky if somebody measured the length of your foot. But why can't we capture data about the ball of your foot, your girth, your instep height, and use this technology to get a better fit? So, you know, we view what we're doing, even though it's personalization and customization, as a way to elevate brands, both ours and the manufacturing partners that we work with.
Yeah, wonderful. And I want to make sure that we get a little bit more from you. And what about the impact on retail? How is that whole experience changing in terms of like inventory and showroom? And, you know, can you speak to that a little bit, Andrey?
Yeah, I mean, you know, on the 3D printing side, we were talking, is this me or?
No, actually, I was asking Andrey. That's okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure everybody gets a little time before we run out.
From us, this is exactly the best conclusion of what we have seen. So the retail side, in the beginning, the retail was like, here are products, there is your customer, and just magic to select. But the products are already made, they are already produced, they are overproduced. It's full of inventory, and the customer is already only selecting. Now, with help of these technologies, of new balancing approach, customer can not just select from the shelf of ready products, but really have something in his hand, wear a device, experience and a game kind of entertainment, and at the end the product could even be not produced before. No, it can be done on demand, but you customer, you won't care anymore. Very soon the speed of digital production will be almost real time. So now today, maybe for a normal factory, if we speak about fashion, producing on demand personalized product, it's still a challenge. Formally, it takes hours, but the factories are never organized to produce on demand one by one piece. So at the end, it takes weeks. But we are now very close to kind of the era of hybrid manufacturing, and it will be possible to produce something in just a few days. So at the end, it's almost the same for you, or to buy a ready product, or to order, get it produced just for you and deliver it. If it's done in industrial scale, it will have the same good cost. So at the end, the retail will not become the retail by itself. It will become an interface into the world of brand. Now you will really order like it was in the beginning of fashion. This is what we believe
so
it
now
will be.
Moore's Law hits fashion.
Exactly.
So thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.